I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. I don't know why I've got breaking news there. It's meant to be transfer talk. It is transfer talk, as always. 10 p.m. shows are back now until the Euros start, and then they'll get postponed again. But, you know, there's plenty to talk about, so we might as well get straight into it because there is. If you're in there, if you watch on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. If you're watching on Twitter, come join us on YouTube. Get involved in the comments. We've got a really good community. We interact very much with everyone. And yeah, big up to Chris in the chat as well. But yeah, get your comments in. We love to hear from you guys. But what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to be talking about this man here, Arsenal to seal Lokonga deal. That is pretty much, I think they're just sorting out the payment structure for that one. We're also going to be talking Raphael Varane. He is going to announce his decision after the European Championships, obviously, when they lose to England. We're also going to be talking about Liverpool in the race to sign Alexander Isak. I mean, he's really broke onto the scene for the Euros, been really good. Will Liverpool get him? We're also going to be talking Haaland. Bad news for Chelsea. There's bad news for Chelsea. And, of course, we're going to be talking about Ben White, who is apparently set to make his move to the Emirates permanent and sign for Arsenal for £50 million, which is, well, it's, I would love to hear from you guys about that because I think it's slightly ridiculous. I do think it's slightly ridiculous. A couple of more comments here, funnily enough. Just put a tweet up about Isak. Can't believe we've bid for that Egyptian. Well, I haven't covered that yet because I planned this show before the mad stream. If you haven't checked it out, we did our all-time Premier League 11, and that got feisty. Some people got angry, and there was almost a punch-up. But, well, let's get straight into it. Let's talk transfers. Arsenal are close to signing Lokonga deal, so they're close to getting it. Arsenal will now try and close the deal for Anderlecht midfielder Albert Sambi Lokonga, with the player sales to take priority afterwards. Mikel Arteta and Edu are focused on adding Premier League proven players to the squad. Now, this is a strange one because there's going to be apparently player sales are coming next. So, yeah, Arsenal, if you thought you were just going to spend all this money and you were just going to add depth to your side, you're wrong. It looks like Xhaka's going, but what? It's a madness. It is a madness. I mean, yeah, I do think you'll get Lokonga, but are you going to get enough players to actually seriously be able to challenge for Europe next season? It's a question that I've got. It's a question that I think a lot of Arsenal fans have got because who's going? Who in that Arsenal squad's going? Is Aubameyang finally going to go? Because he's rinsing you of a lot of wages. I mean, there's so many questions with not enough answers from Arsenal. And look, this is an improvement, but then they chuck away and they find a way of sneaking in. Players are leaving. Now, some of them should go, but should all of them go? That's probably, and will it be the right players? I mean, Villa are tracking Smith Rowe. Will Smith Rowe end up at Villa? I mean, is that really what Arsenal want to be doing? But this one is a relatively big story. Now, this one is regarding Raphael Varane, who will announce his next move after the European Championships. Now, that could be that he signs a new contract to Real Madrid. Doubtful. According to The Athletic, Manchester United are the most likely side to do a deal with Real Madrid over signing Raphael Varane this summer, and he could be available for as little as £40 million. The Athletic claim that Manchester United are the most likely outfit to negotiate a deal for the Real Madrid centre-back Varane, and the French international would be available for just £40 or £45 million. United's football director John Myrtle and director of football negotiations Matt Judge will be involved in the proposed deal, and the pair could finally solve United's long-term defensive issues at centre-back. However, the report suggests Red Devils will need to weigh up whether to splash cash on Varane or spend their budget on younger options such as Villarreal's Pau Torres and Sevilla's Jules Koundé. This one, there's so many bits of this that if I was a United fan, straight away alarm bells are ringing in my head. Matt Judge, how long's he been there? How many signings has he fucked up? I mean, he's not respected by United fans. Matt Judge is going to be heavily involved in this deal to get Raphael Varane. Now, how involved is Matt Judge for the deal for Sancho? Because we're not hearing much about Matt Judge and Sancho. Has someone else taken the Sancho deal upon themselves? Matt Judge not got a great rep at United. John Myrtle, this is a huge summer, not only for Ollie, this is a huge summer for Ollie. It's an even bigger summer for John Myrtle. This is the new United. This is the new structure, the director of football, all of that. If he doesn't land the signings that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer requires this summer, straight away pressure's on him because he would have been the one to have deemed as fucked up. Because the Glazers aren't going to take the blame. They'll pin it on someone, and they'll pin it on John Myrtle. So this is an incredibly big summer for not only United, not only Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but it is a really big summer for John Myrtle and for Darren Fletcher, because if this doesn't work, then they're instantly going to be blamed. United fans are going to be wanting to blame someone, and the Glazers will blame them. They're not going to take the responsibility. Now, do I think United can get Varane? I do. I think United are the club that he'll go to because they need him. And they're willing to offer probably a lot of wages in contracts. The issue is, are they going to want to spend it on younger options? I don't think they need to. They need experience in that back line. Lindelof has not been good enough. And you've got inexperience in Wan-Bissaka. And I don't care what you want to tell me about, oh yeah, but he's been good and he's got these many years. He's very inexperienced and there's a lot of flaws to his game. You need someone with experience stood next to him. Raphael Varane will give him that experience. It also helps Harry Maguire. Maguire needs someone he can trust. Now, if you bring in a Pau Torres or a Jules Koundé, there could be errors in their games. That could mean that Harry Maguire is still having to think about his centre-back partner. Whereas if you bring Raphael Varane, Maguire can just focus on Maguire. He can just focus on being him and getting his job done. He will only have to work out what him and Luke or him and Alex Telles are doing. He won't have to worry about Lindelof. Won't have to worry about Wan-Bissaka. He can focus on his own game. That, for me, is key. United need to land Varane. They need to get Sancho. They need to get Varane. They need a DM. If they can get all three of them, fuck the right-back situation for just a little while. That can be dealt with next season. That can be dealt with in January. Get the positions you need. You need a right winger. That is clear. Ollie is looking to probably use Greenwood as a striker. So you're going to want that person at right wing. And Jadon Sancho is definitely that person. He's very good, shown very good stats in the Bundesliga. He is English. He's played for Man City. He knows the area. He's going to be happy. So that makes sense. Getting Varane is equally important, as I've just said. The experience, the leadership, the ability to help Wan-Bissaka, and the calmness at the back, and he is a world-class centre-back. You also need a DM. United will not win anything with McFred, and I don't give a flying fuck who wants to fight me on that. Manchester United will not win anything with Fred in charge. That is facts. Or McTominay, right? You're not going to win anything with Fred or McTominay. That is just spitting facts. And anyone tells you that Fred could be in it or Scott McTominay could be in it are blinded by their love for that particular player. Because McTominay is not a good enough player to be a starting player for Manchester United. He wouldn't get into a City side. He wouldn't get into a Chelsea side. He wouldn't get into a Liverpool side. He would not get into the Tottenham side. May get into the Tottenham side. But he wouldn't get into any of the big sides. And that's the issue. The more you want to... And Fred is exactly the same. He wouldn't get into it. This midfield duo would not get into any of the top teams. They wouldn't. In fact, I don't even think they would get into Villa. They're that bad together. Now, yes, as squad players, you can have a Fred. You can have a McTominay. You can have someone who's willing to play 10, 15 games a season, come off the bench. When you're playing against a Man City where you want to shut up shop, or even start against a Man City where you just want two people to stand on De Bruyne or stand on Gundogan or Foden or whoever, then that makes sense. But as a proper central midfielder, Fred and McTominay are not good enough to be at Manchester United, and you need to get all three of them. Manchester United will not be challenging for a title if they do not replace that midfield duo. Unless McFred is disbanded and removed off this face of the earth, they will not win anything. They will not win anything because they are not good enough at an elite club. Right? They're just simply not. They can play Carabao Cup games, and as I've said, they can play against a Man City, because against a Man City they're quite effective because all they have to do is run like a dog. They have to chase the ball. They have to stop De Bruyne, and they do quite well at that because they just run. But against low blocks, we have seen time after time after time that McFred do not work because they're simply not good enough. They're not good enough with the ball. They're not good enough dictating play. And they're simply not good enough defensively. That is the issue of United. Yes, you can get Sancho. Yes, you can get Varane. But unless you replace that midfield duo, United will not succeed. They will win nothing. They will achieve nothing whilst Fred and McTominay are still in that double pivot. Either of them. Either of them. Right? You bring in a DM, you play Pogba as a left centre mid. If you don't want to play Pogba, you play Donny as a DM. Look at how good Donny was against Wolves when he was next to Matic. He was brilliant. He was looking forward. He was dictating play. He was helping with the defensive duties. He was getting forward. He was looking for the right passes. Worked bloody well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to trust them. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to trust Donny van der Beek. And this was a Wolves side where Nuno was having his last game of his Wolverhampton Wanderers career. They wanted to win that match. You could tell that. But Donny was still good enough to do that. Donny is a very good player who needs to be trusted. And if you're going to lose Pogba, you've already got Pogba's replacement. You have Donny van der Beek. That is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to do. That is quite simple for me. Sorry, I just had to have a little rant about how shit they are. What is the bad news? I will tell you that in just a second. I'm just going to do Liverpool. Chelsea is next on my list. I'm definitely not getting into the Leicester team. Fred and McTominay don't get into Norwich. Fred and McTominay wouldn't get into a Carlisle midfield, which is best midfield in League Two. Ollie Tax is real, trust me. Yo, what was that about Saka to Villa? We covered that a couple of days ago, but basically Saka, Villa are looking at Saka and they're keen on trying to sign him. Now that doesn't mean you're going to sign him, but apparently they're keen. And look, that could be a good thing. It could be. But will it happen? Fuck knows is the answer to that. But let's talk Isak. Liverpool in the race to sign Isak. Liverpool are reportedly in the race to sign striker Alexander Isak. According to a Spanish outlet AS, Real Madrid are in the driving seat to sign the Sweden international, who is currently impressing at this summer's European Championships. The report states that Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal are in the mix to sign the Real Sociedad frontman, who is thought to have a release clause of around £60 million. It is also claimed there are clubs who are seriously considering paying the 60 million required to sign Isak this summer. Now, will this happen? No. No, it won't. Liverpool will not spend 60 million pounds on a player. They can't afford it, because we all know what Liverpool's structure is. They are a sell to buy structure. You sell players, you buy players. You don't sell players, you don't buy players. And yes, you've got Konate, but look, you're not paying 60 million pounds. I don't think Liverpool will get Isak, because he just doesn't fit this. Look, he'll probably fit the system, and Klopp would do wonders. But who are you selling? Because that's in essence what you got to do. Because of this sell to buy, unless the Liverpool change their direction, you won't spend more than 50 to 55 million pounds in a transfer window. You just won't, because of this sell to buy. So you've probably got about, what, 20 million left? Chris saying, I would love Isak, but not chance he's worth 60 million, 36 million fair price. Around that. Big up to DC. How much for Konate? Konate, how much was Konate? I'm not 100% sure. It's okay, Shay. I mean, if you don't want to watch, that's not a problem. Let me help you out with this. Let me really help you out with this, because I can see that you're struggling with life. And look, I think you probably want to get help. So it's okay. When you next comment, I'll make sure to block you, because clearly, there we go. Thank you. So I'm just going to ban you, because clearly you're going to need to suck on your mummy's titties. That's all I'll say. Big up to James B. 36 million was Konate, so you've probably got a bit more. And yeah, Shay, that is why you have been removed. But as I said, go suck on mummy's titties. Go get your milk. Go get mummy to go get you a bedtime story. Go get into bed and go get read a bedtime story, and think about how much of a sad life you have. But again, I do hope you enjoy your mama's milk. Newcastle, I haven't got any Newcastle news at the moment, but we will be doing that a lot more. Up the Magpies. Liverpool need to win something next season. DC McGinn is rubbish. So are you. Wait, what happened? Clown. It probably came from that channel. 50 million tar. I joined on this fool. Low, I mean. Will Maddison go to Arsenal? Not a fucking chance. Next question. Bad news for Liverpool. Chelsea, though. Let's talk about that bad news for Chelsea. If Sancho does not complete a move to Manchester United, that is likely to ensure Erling Haaland remains at Dortmund for at least another season, with the German side adamant they will not sell two of their most prized assets in the same summer. That is from James Ducker from the Sunday Telegraph, which is... This is the mad one. It's mad. Got any transfer news for Man U? We've just done Man U. Basically, quickly a lowdown. Varane probably joining United for 40-45 million. Nice. Do I have to? Do you know what we've got a couple of trolls. So we've got a couple of trolls. So there we go. All right. Luckily, I'm gonna have Twitch open. I'll just keep blocking them. It's not a problem. That is just rude. It is just rude. It is very rude. Yeah, I just banned him, mate. Just banned him. I've got a few issues on Twitch tonight. But bad news for Chelsea. So as I say, this is from the Sunday Telegraph, and this is bad news for United. Really, it really is bad news. Because at the end of the day, Chelsea need a striker, and they need a striker big time. Right, that is the most clearest thing they need. They really need a striker, and they really can't afford to go a season without one. if United pick up Sancho, where does that leave Chelsea? Well, it leaves Chelsea are two options. You either I followed you, thanks for having my back, bro. Not a problem. But yeah, not a problem. Yeah, I don't care. I might listen to it though. I'm sure it will be on Madrid Zone. When United pick up Sancho, now when, not if. Oh, Velve is in Twitch. Velve, what I've done is I've modded you on Twitch. So now Velve, I've modded you on Twitch, right? Rather than Teletubbies than Perez, yeah. When United pick up Sancho, not if. Yeah, 1-2. Velve happy. Now it's just because trying to keep it all up with everything is incredibly difficult. But yeah, as I said, Chelsea. If bad news, it means they either go for Lukaku. It means they either go for just they have to go for a striker. They have to get one. It's going to be even more difficult. Big up to JB. But yeah, so that's that. And then the last one I want to talk about is Ben White. Why am I banned from the Twitch chat? The fuck? Well, it depends. Were you rude to me on a different account? I banned Shay and I banned James. JB. I would love to be a mod one day. Would be an honor. I would earn my right though. So basically what I'm doing with mods, I'll do that before Ben White. We just done a huge drop of mods. So when we get to 600 subscribers, we're going to probably do a load more because that's when obviously chats get even bigger. So yeah, basically you probably will be considered on the next one. So yeah, my Twitch is Kenny the United fan. I haven't banned you on Twitch. I've only banned 2. Ravi, big up. No, I said demeaning jokes and that's all I remember. I don't know. JB, you need to pass the initiation test hosted by yours truly. Not quite. As I said, 600. Just keep keep commenting. You'll definitely probably most likely get it. But yeah, in terms of Arsenal, Ben White, Arsenal in advanced talks with Brighton over signing of Ben White. The deal could be worth in excess of 50 million, with personal terms not expected to be a problem. Defender was called up to Gareth Southgate's England squad as a replacement for the injured Trent Alexander-Arnold. Sky Sports News reported Arsenal made a £40 million bid rejected last week, and discussions were continuing over a deal that could be worth in excess of £50 million. Negotiations are centered on the structure of payments, and personal terms are not expected to be a problem, as all parties can hopefully reach a deal a deal can be completed. White, who is predominantly a centre-back but can also provide cover in midfield. Big up to Shay in the chat. Big up, and Kenny, dance for me. Kenny, I did not ban you. Yeah, I don't. Kenny, no one banned you on there. But yeah, hold up a minute. Mods, keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Shay, as I've just banned a Shay. Keep an eye on him. Sky Sports reporter Dharmesh said, "This is big news for Arsenal. You'll remember that last week we reported that they had a bid of around 40 million rejected for Brighton by White, but they've had no further discussions, and negotiations are continuing. They're at a very positive stage, I'm told, over the deal that could be in worth excess £50 million. The negotiations are centered on the structure of payments, but personal terms are not thought to be a problem, and I've been told that all parties are cautiously optimistic that a deal can be done. A couple of players could be affected. Mavropanos, who has been on loan for the past couple of seasons, is close to a loan move back to Stuttgart with an obligation to buy depending on certain conditions, basically their performance over the next few seasons. The other player could impact is William Saliba, who joined Arsenal from St Etienne in the summer of 2019. He went straight on loan for a season and then spent last season on loan at Nice. He's someone who was signed before Mikel Arteta arrived at the club under the guidance of Unai Emery and Raul Sanllehi. My information at the time pre-season restart, Saliba will have had talks with Arsenal hierarchy to discuss whether it's best for him to remain at the club next season or go out loan or to move permanently out of Arsenal. If White joins, there'll be quite a lot of players in front of him. So there will be discussions over how best to serve the player. He could move down the pecking order. I would feel very, very, very upset for Saliba. And the reason for that is very, very clear. William Saliba is not a bad player. William Saliba is a very, very, very good player. And I feel for him that he is potentially going to lose his position at Arsenal because of the selfishness of Mikel Arteta. Because why buy a £50 million defender when defenders are not your issue? When you've got someone like William Saliba and you've got these competent players, why the hell would you get rid of all of that? Why would you want to get rid of him? And why would you not bother strengthening the positions you need to strengthen, right back or DM or striker, all these sorts of issues? Because at the end of the day, you really need to. They need to sort them out. And it's as clear as day. It really is. But what we are going to do is I am going to put the link into the chat for you to come on and have your say. It's in all of the chats. I have seen the messages, though. Have you? I don't even remember that. Kenny, you're banned on Twitch because you asked Dom for nudes and shagging. William is leaving. William. It's not William. William. Oh, damn, Kenny has been exposed. He has. Real Madrid are planning to bid. No, they're not. No, they're not, because I'll tell you that for a fact. They don't have that much money. But we are joined by the man of the hour, Kenny. How are you doing? You're muted.
I'm doing very fine, actually. I'm still annoyed about the earlier shoot, but yeah, I think Ben White's good though. Velvet when Dom's just clear, man. I mean, no, you don't clip that, don't clip that, please.
Just write the time. So that's 28:30.
No.
It's okay. Me and I talk to Dom regularly. I'll make sure I pass that message to him.
No.
Oh no, I meant William the Brazilian. Kenny exposed. 28:27. That's perfect. 28:27.
Velvish one, I'm breaking up with you, pal.
That's okay. That's okay.
We're not in
I might just put that up as a YouTube short, you know. But yeah, Kenny, what did you want to talk about?
I would like to talk about Raphael Varane, if that's okay.
Varane. Yeah, go for it.
Because Raphael Varane. Actually, no. Can I change it to Haaland?
Go for it. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. So I'm just talking about both. I want to talk about Haaland first. Oh, for fuck's sake. No! Okay, actually, that is a good idea. I remember that
I
genie.
could put it on Twitch. No, TikTok.
Remember that genie clip I sent you?
That's going on TikTok.
Remember that
That's
genie clip I sent you about it when you thought it was
Yeah.
the league? I remember that was ages ago.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna put that on TikTok.
But back to transfers.
Yeah.
Erling Haaland is not joining Chelsea because Jadon Sancho basically is virtually done. It will be done after the Euros, confirmed by Howard Nurse, or after England get knocked out. So probably, being realistic, probably Tuesday. But let's not talk about that yet. It is coming home. So let's just say next month. So let's just say next month after the Euros. Sancho is basically done. It's basically done. So that means that Haaland to Chelsea will be off. Haaland is not going. He's not moving clubs. Because this is because I don't think Chelsea fans will understand. Because I think they'll just say, "Oh, but what if we get enough money?" You have to do. The thing is with this is not. It's not fully off, but it's basically off because they're gonna demand you pay £300 million or something. Not 300 million, but something crazy for him. You're never gonna pay for him. So to price him out of a move, so he's not gonna go this summer because Sancho's coming to us. So Chelsea are not gonna get Haaland, and that is absolutely massive for them. It's just absolutely massive for them because they badly need a striker because they can't go with this Timo Werner guy for much longer, and they can't recall Alvaro Morata. From that, they're gonna have to sell him to Juve permanently because they can't have him. They can't have him back at Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge. So they badly need a striker, but it's not going to be it. I think it probably links in with the Isaac thing. I think it might be Isaac or Jared or Moreno. I remember he was linked to them as well. So one of those. Haaland to Chelsea is off. You can't say it otherwise because Haaland to Chelsea is just not happening. You can cry about it all you want, but it's off completely. And that leads into my Varane thing, where basically Varane is basically going to make a decision after the Euros. Most likely once France get knocked out, which could either be.
That was wrong. Could you send me the chats, please? Because I don't know how to access them. So. Can you find me send me the chats? It would be much appreciated. Wow.
I can't believe it. But that was back when Dom had that clipboard, wasn't it? And he started drawing stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
But Varane, I think he's gonna go to United because that's also nearly done. And the price has actually gone down. I don't know if you've seen that. It's gone down for Varane as well. So it's like 30 to 40 million pounds or 30 to 40 million euros, I believe, which we're definitely going to get him. So if he doesn't sign a new contract, then we're going to get him. That's basically the consensus here. So that is absolutely massive. And then people are going to talk about Varane and White, how Varane's clear and we're going to get him for cheaper. But White is a good centre back. He's just not on the level of Varane, but he's good. Got good potential. And I wouldn't complain about him because he's a very good centre back. A lot of United fans are laughing at Arsenal. I don't know why, because Ben White is a very good centre back. I would only laugh at them if it falls apart, which apparently there may be a stumbling block in the personal terms because apparently they're haggling over wages a bit. But that's for tomorrow. We're going to find more about that tomorrow. But White. But yeah, White is a very good centre back. He's a very good centre back, and I think it's been very underrated just because United are linked to him. I think there's a consensus like United and like English centre backs, Brexit FC. Do you know what I mean? How whenever we look at a centre back, we always look back to Maguire. How Maguire was so overpriced. He's a good centre back, we were overpriced, and when we think back to him, and then we just assume that every single English centre back we get. Just overpriced and overrated. But not many players actually watch them, which is awful because most of our fans really only watch United. Meanwhile, I watch a lot of stuff. I watch more stuff than normal because the United fans. Because a lot of the United fans only watch United. I watch Championship, League One, League Two. I watch non-league playoffs. I also watched So Premier League team. So I know about a lot of players. Ben White is a very good centre back, and I'd be happy for him at Arsenal. But don't say he's done just yet, because personal terms can be a stumbling block. But it's nearly you're so close to that final hurdle. And I mean, it's first time positive Arsenal news in a long while, isn't it? Now I don't know when the last time we had positive Arsenal news. First time.
They say the negotiations are centered on the structure of payments, but personal terms are not thought to be a problem.
Well, I'm not sure about that then, because I've seen. But if personal terms aren't thought to be a problem, that's better then, because it's basically done. But,
no, Darmesh from Sky, who would you class as tier 1? So, Kenny, I'm meant to believe a tier 1 or Kenny?
No.
From Manchester.
No, it's just thing, yeah, but it's basically done. Basically, what I was saying is it's basically done. It's nearly done. Don't get too. I always say this: don't get too cocky just yet until they pass the medical. That's what I say, because if they don't pass, if they manage to fail the medical somehow, then you look like a right twat. That's what I always do. I don't get cocky really that much until they actually pass the medical. I get excited, but I don't get cocky. I don't say, "Oh, we got Jadon Sancho. Look at this," because we need to pass the medical first. He needs to get all that done first before he actually sign and hold up the shirts. So that's what I'd say. That's what the point I was trying to make. But yeah, if you personal terms not a problem, then yeah, all that needs to be done then is just the medical. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say on him. Then if no one else is going on, then we'll carry on with some others if you want me to. If no one else is here.
Bev just sent me the chat, which is slightly hilarious.
Send me on Twitter, lads.
But yeah, no, I do hear that. Haaland, what's your thoughts on Haaland? Do you think that he'll end up at Chelsea? Do you think he'll stay at Dortmund? Do you think that Dortmund will sell him? What's your thoughts around that?
Well, I've already said it now, but to repeat myself, he's not going. Jadon Sancho to Manchester United is nearly a done deal. It's this close.
Yeah.
Without any last-minute medical failures, then it's definitely. And then what will happen is Dortmund will price him out and move, and then Chelsea will pull out. Next summer, he will leave. This summer, he will not leave, because this summer, they're going to price him out and move. He's not going to do it, okay. But he's down for the haters, lads. Yeah, this summer he's not going to do it because they're going to price him out and move, because they don't want to lose their two best players. They don't want to lose their two prized assets. So next season, actually, I hear what Wolves are saying about Real Madrid, because next season Real Madrid might have more money. Because next season, it's a whole season, you can gain a lot more revenue, especially with fans back. So Real Madrid might have a lot more money. So Haaland definitely could go there next summer, and I think they're one of the favourites. Real Madrid and Chelsea are one of the favourites next summer. This summer, though, it's not happening. It's basically off, unless some last-minute things happen with the Sancho deal, which hopefully not happen. Let's just hope. But yeah, it's not going. It's not going anywhere, because Dortmund will not let him go. Quite frankly, Dortmund will just not let him go. They will trap him there as much as you might want to leave. They'll trap him there. Jadon Sancho wanted to leave so much last season. He didn't end up leaving, and then look what happened. So yeah, he definitely will move next summer though, and because Dortmund, quite frankly, don't want to be in the mud. They want to get top 4 next season. They want to manage to scrape 4th. They don't want to have to settle with mid-table and relegation battles. So yeah, also TXT Alta they'll ban him because he just a bot. So yeah, ban him though.
Yeah, I mean, it would be good if you could just ban that out.
She's chatting so much shit. I swear to God.
It's not in English, is it?
No, it's been translated to English. So
is that on the Madrid zone?
Yeah, it's on the Madrid zone. I'm reading it from here. It's been. Also, Howard Nurse said we're going to reach an agreement prior to England getting knocked out, basically. But the whole thing will be done once England do get knocked out. But
Okay.
he's
Let's have
chatting
a-
so much shit. He's chatting so much shit. Oh my god! Like, I wouldn't be worried about I wouldn't be worried about the Super League anymore because this guy is just gonna chat so much shit that Barcelona and Juventus is just gonna see themselves out, lads. he's chat. Oh my god!
Right.
He's certainly not
So
the greatest person.
you know what I'm gonna probably do.
Yeah.
Is there anything about it's not mentioning the Super League though.
You don't mention in the Super League, we're just chatting a lot of shit about the bloody UEFA, man.
I came.
Because
Yeah.
I think he mentions it in his. I came 20 years ago to change football, and I did. I did it. I made it better. That is definitely referencing the Super League.
Yeah.
So,
Nah.
yeah. No. Plymouth are
Yeah,
down.
that's a pointless conversation. No, I do hear that. Crystal Palace should be happy. They've would have been a bad appointment. He's a pint of stale milk. Palace need a young, fresh manager, like how right people for the job. For Palace, Wolf and Velshwan are having a WWE match.
I'm here for the final punch on. He's won it.
The mod layout on Twitch is so advanced. I'm so confused about fucking Twitch. Like,
I can have one on Twitch, lad.
Might as well. I can do that for you now.
Because I've not had it before. Actually, no, I had it once, but I think it was way before this mod layout thing is going on about me being able to see all the messages from banned people.
I think you can see all messages.
I remember that though about the Dom thing. Basically, there was this other guy who was trying to push this Dom and Kenny thing, and then I just.
Well, Dom and Kenny is a real thing, so.
No,
Dom and Genie. I mean, Dom and Genie. Jesus.
Yeah,
I get told off it.
Vel and Kenny.
Domini is real. I'm trying to work out how to do it. But look, yeah, there's plenty of things sort of. There's going to be plenty. It was DJ. I don't even remember DJ. If I'm being brutally honest. DJ off Twitch. Presume it was DJ off Twitch. But we are going to wrap it up there. It's going to be a little shorter. I'm not doing a Chile Paraguay watch along tonight. I'm going to start getting prepped for the Euros, starting all the thumbnails, all of that, and all of that. So I do obviously apologize in advance if anyone was going to want to watch that or anything like that. I'm also a little bit tired, you know. Tottenham still have no manager. Lol from Wolf. Yeah, they really don't, do they?
Is in advanced talks.
Nuno's in advanced talks.
Yeah, he got the Tottenham job, so he's probably going to go. But then again, there's other backlash. So it might be the same as Gattuso, maybe.
Yeah, I think I've modded you.
Mocking that right to go with you.
Oh, I can see your messages as well. That's quite cool. Wolf, don't come to Twitch ends or you'll get chefed. I mean,
I've been on Twitch for a while.
Dom would always get into this XI if I'd be able to shag him. Wow, Kenny, that was inappropriate. But yeah, we are going to wrap it up there. A big thanks to everyone who has watched, who has joined in, and all of that. But yeah, before we go, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Check out our Twitter at Let's Talk EPL, Instagram Let's Talk EPL _, and on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. Kenny, where can they find you?
You can find me at Sancho is coming. Not that type of coming. Not the type of coming you were thinking of, lads. But the same coming that you know, But also, let's talk EPL and Kenny's TV on YouTube, where if you don't want inconsistent schedules, then maybe don't subscribe. But yeah, if you don't mind it, then
oh, what for yours? I thought you said we had inconsistent schedules.
no, I have a lot of inconsistent.
I was about to say, you cheeky bastard. We have the most consistent schedule you'll get.
But yeah, I have a very inconsistent schedule because, for example, I started I started saying sorry about I started saying that I was because I started basically streaming days in a row, and then I've not posted in 2 weeks. And normally it's every 2 weeks there's a video normally, so that's just a big heads up. I make football videos, sometimes I make some gaming videos, but yeah, that's basically it. Also, don't look at my old videos because they're very embarrassing and they got me with a very squeaky voice. That's yeah, he's got younger Kenny. Young Kenny was
Wolf, I can't see that they are.
Jadon Sancho to Man United will be finalised.
Yeah, no, Wolf, I can see all your comments on YouTube.
Howard Nurse said, should I just private chat this to you now about Jadon Sancho? So that you could have something for tomorrow, guaranteed.
Yeah, do that later. Or God knows what. Send it to me on Twitter.
Yeah, send it to you on Twitter as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know that. I can't swear. Well, apparently, I don't know. YouTube doesn't send my sensitive comments. Oh, strange.
Oh yeah, they don't. They don't send like pedo. I tried to say pedophile, but then didn't develop, and then I had to add numbers to make it actually.
Yeah. No, look, I God knows. I'll have a look at that. But yeah, as I say, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. We'll be back tomorrow with Transfer Talk at 3 p.m. England show at 8 p.m. and Transfer Talk again at 10 p.m. So make sure you tune in for all of them. And then, yeah, watch alongs back on Saturday. So yeah, until then,
read out my last comment, lad.
I will not. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Bye.